Hello everyone, welcome back to another session with me. This is Sanyukta Saxena and we will be taking our journey with the Tangle Mythograph a little further today, trying a little different version as we do every time. Yeah. So starting first with our border. So this is a tan Zendala, right? And I'm going to start first with my border. I'm using my Micron PN, which is a slightly bolder nib compared to the Micron O1 that we generally use for tangling. So start with an open mind, take a few deep breaths, stretch yourself, stretch your hands, make sure you are sitting in a comfortable position with adequate lighting. So I'm drawing a border with my pen and then I'm going to add another line. And in between I'm going to just create these, I don't know, kind of petal shapes or muka kind of shapes. As I draw the second line of the border. Just random, not thinking much how, what, where. Like this. Yeah. And then I'm going to create sections just like we do for the Tangle Marasu. I'm doing the same exercise here. Drawing 3 lines instead of 2. Throughout. And then we are going to ink the in-between portions to create a nice border. The tangle is also called BTL juice. Or you can consider it a Marasu tangliation, whatever you feel like. Take your time, slowly create these divisions throughout. Yeah. So once we are done with that, now if you want you can add another fine aura inside or you can just leave it as such. Now today we will start in the same fashion. However, as we go up drawing our mythograph, I'm just going to bifurcate it. Yeah. So instead of the stems kind of meeting as we go up, I'm just going to split it today. Yeah. So that's another version. So since that itself is a tangleation or a variation, I'm going to keep the rest pretty simple, or you can add something here also. For example, you can just add 2 and add a nice orb here. Something like this. Yeah. Then again, you can again create a small bifurcation there and add a nice orb. You want to add one more. So just creating a tiny bifurcation there, just adding a little weight and creating the orb. Then again I will go ahead and add the second aura, following the same principle. However, in this case, the stems kind of split as we go up. So we have added one aura. Now again, we will add some of these nice orbs. So try drawing behind wherever possible. Like this. Again, add another layer of aura. Both sides. Yeah, again I'm going to add some more. Just a slight V there and an orb. Just randomly deciding wherever you want, you can place these petal shapes, leaf shapes. Play around with these shapes. Try different things, add different things. Yeah, again you can add one more. So just play around. So we have added a couple of them. Again, go ahead, add another set of aura. Yeah, so again you can add some more. Take your time. Draw behind. Again, you can probably add one here. Yeah, so I think that would be enough. I'm just going to add one more. You can add as many as you wish. Entirely your take. You want a thick mythograph, you can do that. And the last one here. Spaces are small, so just take it easy. Yeah, so that's the bottom. And now here there's so many things that you can do about it. I'm just going to use this space to add some bunzo. Yeah, so I will just have some fun with this drama tangle because it has some bold inking. It's a fun tangle, you can maneuver it the way you want. It just fits into any space because it doesn't have a definite shape. It's just keeps having fun moving around here and there. Yeah, I think that would be sufficient. We can add some bit of orbs, squeeze in some orbs. Yeah, I'll probably add an orb here also. And then start with the bunzo. So the original bunzo, in sets of 2, you have to ink these sections and leave a highlight or add a highlight with your chalk pencil, whichever way you are comfortable. If you don't wish to leave a highlight as you ink, you can always go back and add the highlight with your chalk. When I say highlight, just means leave a gap while you ink so it looks like a sparkle. Yeah. Take your time. So slowly go to each and ink. So I am done with that exercise. If you want, you can add some bit of inking in here also so that your stem gets highlighted and at the same time there is some connection with your border. Yeah. So now that we are done that, let us now ink our border. Right? So just leave a highlight, draw a slight tiny rectangle in the center. and ink the rest of the space like this. Yeah. Now you can leave one space, or you can just go ahead and ink all. It's entirely up to you. So this is going to take a bit of time, so draw at your own pace, but you will be really pleased with the drama that it adds to your tile. It will really looks nice once you ink the entire tangle with these highlights in between. So just use a bolder nib. I'm going to pick up my 08 now and quickly go around and fill up these spaces like this. Yes, and as I mentioned, you can add another aura, something like this. Inside. Can be close. Try to keep it pretty close. Almost there. Yeah, you can add some fescue kind of or mocha kind of shapes that I recently saw this in the recent project pack. Look pretty nice. Something like we do for Icanthus, but not exactly, because it starts a little differently. Yeah, looks nice. Try it out. Yeah, so you can add few wherever you wish to. For example, it can be added here. Take your time. Can be added here. Just a crinky line, just as we do for a tangle called Icanthus. The same exercise, just random shaky line. Yeah, let's see. We will see if we want to add some more. We can do that later also. Probably one here. Yeah, and these orbs sitting here on the mythograph, some of them can be shown as falling down, floating around very comfortably. Yeah, so moving on again to our inking. Switch your nib, take a bolder nib and slowly ink it. So I am almost finishing my inking here. I've left small gaps or one section empty after every 3. So followed some kind of a pattern, or you can just ink alternate spaces. That is also possible. I try to deviate from the original by following a different pattern for inking. Yeah. So now in between spaces you can either leave it as such, or you can add some straight lines, or you can add some other tangle, whichever way you like it. No hard and fast rules there. Just adding a little weight to the innermost line. Yeah, and I think we are done. Yeah. So make sure you have inked nicely. There should not be any empty spaces there. Yeah. So take your time and ink nicely. Yeah. That's about it. Let us now first shade and then we shall see if we want to add something else. We can do that later also. So this time I'm going to shade under the stems. Yeah. So we can shade in so many different ways. We haven't really tried this way of shading. So let's shade under the stems. So just add a shadow underneath. Not too less, not too more, not too much. As far as the bunzo is concerned, just leave the highlight and add shadow on both sides. Slowly, just touches. Again, not too much, not too less. Yeah. So let's first blend this much, or if you want, you can just add some shadow here. Take your time. Slowly do that exercise for all. Yes. And then finally we will add some shadow inside. Let us first blend this much. So just with a very slight touch, just spread it to give the impact of a shadow under the branches. Use the tip of your blender because you don't want the graphite to go too far. Yeah. As far as these orbs are concerned, they are pretty small, so it would be nice to highlight with chalk or jelly roll. So I'm not going to add graphite there because it will turn them gray, completely gray, which we don't want. So just a slight touch. Spaces are small. Right? And then we can add some bit of shadow here. These bands are already highlighted, so I'm just adding on both sides of the empty section where we have not added ink. Just continue to add the graphite here. Just make sure you don't blend too much. Leave a white there if possible. Yeah. And then, yeah, the bunzo. Again, don't blend too much. Soft touches. Yeah. And then you can add some here, especially under these wherever there are curls and closed spaces, you can add that extra graphite. Take your time. These are also nice places to place some orbs or anything else. Yeah. So you don't have to think much, just wherever you have created these curls and curves, just go to those places and add some bit of graphite there. Yeah. So moving on next to our chalk. Good idea to highlight the center. Good highlight, you can highlight on this line also. So basically just run over the highlight that you have already given and run throughout. So it will highlight your BTL juice a little more. Like this. Yes. Then as far as these curly things are concerned, you can add some, as was done in this latest project pack. You can add dots. It was looking nice. You can add some weight on the inner line like this. Yeah. So add some dots, some bit of weight here and there. Add some weight here, some bit of ink. Small little things that you can do to just bring it to life. Yeah. Just like we do for Acanthus also. Just adding some bit of ink inside those curls. A few, not all. Yeah, I think we are done with that. Now if you want, you can add small little highlights inside here also. Not much spaces there, but yeah, you can give a touch. Towards the end. Yeah. Now comes the bunzo. So we already have a highlight in place, but if you want to, just in case, redo it, just touch your chalk around. Yeah. Now use your Gellyroll and highlight your orbs. So just ink it, fill it up with your Gellyroll, because the space is small. It would be a good idea to just highlight with your Gellyroll. Take your time. One highlight here, and these small orbs, you can either turn it into black pearls, but since we intend to show it as coming out of these mythograph only, so I'm just touching my Gellyroll there also. Yeah, and that's about it. I don't think we need to do anything else. One more thing that if you wish to do, you can, is to add these nice caviars or orbs sitting here and there. Tipple always comes handy as far as filler tangles are concerned. So just a little more organic look. Add some of these tipples here and there, and you're sorted. Yeah, that's about it. So that's our tile for today. So let us close it here. Must sign and date your tile. So today is 20. So I shall see you again with another session on mythograph. In that session we'll be basically understanding the grafting thing, right? So mythograph has this very important and beautiful thing called grafting, which we generally hear when we are gardening. Yes, trying to grow new plants from already existing plants, small saplings. So we will understand how you can use this technique basically in a number of other tangles wherever you have repeating auras. Yeah. So the next session we'll be doing a tile on those lines. So I'll see you again. Have a good time. Bye bye.